Boy, this thing's taking its sweet time taking off. Just thought I'd do a little garden update. Everything's doing okay. Planted another melon back there. All of this stuff's doing really good. Gotten a bunch of squash, got a bunch of melons growing. Planted some more back there. Still got a ton of these growing down here. This one's starting to pop up over here. Got plenty of food out of the backyard, more than we can actually eat. This stuff's called nasturtium. I can't remember the name of it last time. I think it's called nasturtium. This stuff's amazing. That's just a weed that grew. Looks like lettuce, but it's not. Gotten a bunch of zucchinis and squash off of these. Orange popping up over here. Let's see this here. Some potatoes in the bucket. Had a bunch of, I think that's tarragon. Maybe some kind of an onion or something, or a chive. I don't know what's going on in there. Mint. No. Lemon balm? Kale's doing good. This one's like from last year. It's still doing really good. We got a ton of seeds off of it. We got some more squash and melon. Wound up putting this mint into the ground. Got some tomatoes starting here. Little group of them there. Got some more melons busting out over yonder. It's nice having a garden. And of course my birds, they're all doing great. I did lose one actually, we lost one, but the next day we 5 babies hatched the next morning. She's actually buried underneath this philodendron. She was our first mama bird. She wasn't very old. Not sure why we lost her, but I thought maybe she was egg bound. But tried to put her in some warm water and stuff, but she just wound up passing slowly in her wife's hands. This is a potato patch we got going. I throw all the extra hay and stuff from the animal pens on top of it. I just keep burying this green stuff and it just keeps coming back through. And hopefully as I dig it all up, back here, that's all behind the rose bush, is all potato patch too. Hopefully I'll have a ton of potatoes by the end of the year. So, let's see what we got over here. Kale's still doing good. I'm eating a bunch of it, but it just keeps growing. Got some lettuce. Got a bunch of lavender. Beautiful little purple flowers on that stuff. Got a bunch planted along the front of the garden edge here. This lettuce has gotten out of control, but we're letting it go because these will be blooming and we'll be getting seeds out of them soon. This is sorghum. You can supposedly grow this stuff to a certain point and then pop it like popcorn, but I've never done it yet. We're going to try. And then this is some corn. Corn's doing really good. I rearranged. I had to clear my aquaponics system out. That is a tricky thing to do. As soon as the sun starts baking it, it just starts growing algae, and you don't want to put a bunch of poison in there and stuff to hurt your fish or anything that you're going to be eating off of. So I wound up draining it and moving it back away, putting some cheap tarps over it and stuff. But I made room for a whole bunch of new stuff. We've got stevia, a bunch of different kinds of peppers, basil, some carrots, potatoes, jalapenos. This is dill. This is dill right here. And we've been munching on that dill for a while. We're adding into all kinds of stuff. These green beans, man. These guys produce like crazy. These big old, I mean, every couple of days they come out here and pick a nice meal off of it. And then we got more lettuce. We're letting all this stuff go. This stuff right here is just monster. It's like probably almost 6 feet tall. This is once these flowers bust out, they get all fuzzy, and then we'll get little seed pockets out of it, and be able to have the same kind of lettuce going for years. We've eaten so many salads off this, it just keeps growing back. We tore up most of our spinach, so I got more spinach planted in there. And I don't know if you can see here, a bunch of tomatoes coming in. There's a nice big one right here. It's coming along. Some more corn. Got a bunch of chili peppers. We tore up all that spinach that we had in this thing and ate most of it, but got a bunch of chili peppers going in there. Carrots, onions, some basil. And so still got a bunch of little fish in there, catfish and everything. I lost one catfish, got stuck in the pump accidentally, and I don't know how he got stuck in it, but he died. But still got most of the fish I put in there, a bunch of mosquito fish, a whole bunch of goldfish and some carp and some catfish. And I went to this simpler filter system, which I can easily remove and change and clear out every other day if I want to. It only takes a few minutes. And I'm not actually growing anything. I will water the garden with this and then add more water to it. But I don't have anything growing in it because it was just hard to manage. I think the best way to do that is inside of a greenhouse or covered. Because if you get too much sun, you're battling algae big time. I did get a bunch of basil started, and I just wound up planting it in different places. But you know, my hens are doing good. They're all trying to stay cool right now because it's pretty warm out. I got a bunch more corn growing here. That thing's probably close to 7 feet tall back there, man. It's really busting it. Then the first peas I had planted, we got quite a pull off of them, but the soil started getting deficient in, I think, potassium, maybe nitrogen. I think it's potassium, and the peas developed this fungus, and it starts turning all white. You want to pull that and get rid of it, and you can add you know, new newts to the soil, I suppose. But I just planted some more in a bucket, and within a few weeks they'll be growing back up the fence again. I wish I had an example, but yeah, you can't miss it when you start to see this moldy white stuff go up your peas. You know your soil is deficient, and I guess this fungus is always in the soil. It just kind of pops up once the you know, everything's out of balance, and it takes over the plant really quickly. You can go out and shake your plant, and just white stuff goes over, and I don't want it to spread, so I get rid of it immediately and just plant more. So we got green beans back there. Those ones aren't producing as much as the ones in the front because they don't get as much sun. So those ones really like the sun and a lot of water to get a lot of string beans out of them. But it's nice to grow your own food and eat healthy. Tearing up the orange tree. I can't wait to have some edible. I want to have a tank full of catfish at some point. But I want them to kind of start off small and let them grow. But just thought I'd share some of that stuff. Have a great day, people. Be blessed. One love. Eat and be healthy. Peace.